was supposed to tell you something.
Yeah, I was about to say you reminded me to say, hey, you're gonna talk about something. I knew you were
Gummy
gonna.
bears.
Yes, gummy bears. Yes.
So, the guy that sings the theme song for the Gummy Bears
Yeah.
is the lead singer of Toto.
Toto.
Africa.
Really?
And he's also the son of the, it's not choreographer. What's it with music? Composer, I guess is the right word.
Composer for what?
Star Wars. Is it William Hurt?
That's a pretty
Something.
ILNL thing to start the new shows with. I think we'll go with it.
This is ILNL.
Welcome to ILNL. It's been a minute, as the young kids would say. Yeah.
No. Oh, so yeah, it's Justin Senior, who I
Okay.
tried that too, the whole Gummy Bears thing,
Okay.
because he loves the Alicia Keys version, and he didn't understand what I was saying, and he thought I said the lead singer was in Total.
You know what?
Okay.
And he was-
So
I
when
can
you
hear.
first said it,
He was
I was like,
when
"We're
did
not
Total
talking."
get a male singer? And I thought Alicia Keys sang Gummy Bears. Alicia Keys did a version of Gummy Bears on somebody's show. It was great.
Like, I can hear her like clear as day singing it.
All right. Oh. Much better. Show appropriate hat.
Right. Put on your golfing hat to
Yeah, why not?
promote a show.
It's a living. All right. Let's do the damn thing. So, 2/3 of us that are on today has played this game called Hogwarts. Hogwarts.
What's pronunciate?
Hogwarts
There you go.
Hogwarts.
Legacy.
Hogwarts.
I need some water, but I can't drink right now, so I have to wait.
Need
Either way,
nephew to
Hogwarts Legacy.
be here to say it in the accent.
I've been playing the game. I'm starting to get a little British or Scottish or something.
And you still said it wrong. But anyway,
I said it with my country's accent. Oh, before I go anywhere with this, I want to comment on the diversity of this game. There's been so many students in this game from different countries.
yeah,
It's
there has.
weird how in the movies it doesn't feel as that obvious that some of these students are from different places, but I really love the representation in this game. I just wanted to say that really quick.
I haven't gotten to that part.
Because
You'll
really,
discover
everybody
those
has
kids.
a British accent except for the kid from Scotland.
Yeah. In the game, you can tell when there's a student that's from somewhere other
Yeah.
than a European country.
Like I was watching somebody, a gamer, streaming the game,
Mhm.
and not paying attention. I hear this voice, and it's a strong, I want to say African accent.
Niger.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I immediately thought, I'm like, wait, did I turn Black Panther on by mistake? It's that strong.
Very, very strong.
Ooh.
That was exciting when I heard this character's voice, which I'm not going to say because you haven't gotten there yet.
I wish
And I need
could
more
have.
of her backstory.
You'll get that if you play the game.
So no, I mean, I saw she explained where she's from and
Yeah.
there being in school. And I need more of a,
Of that part?
backstory to her backstory.
Oh, well, I don't know that the game is going
Yeah,
to go
I
that
don't
deep.
think it is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But the Wizarding World whole thing is opened up to where
I would have
Like-
liked if they had. Well, I guess it, the way the game is set up, you would have to have the accent that you have in order for the storyline to be the same. So I get it.
in a different time, which, oh man, it just kind of blew my mind what I just thought. The whole thing of the Harry Potter universe is after this game. So it's then say like, are there some rules where they've now restricted those kids from coming to Hogwarts? Because we don't see those kids now. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. And we'll get into some of the other parts of some of the differences with this and the universe that is Harry Potter versus what is the Wizarding World.
And shout outs to all the streamers who turned their characters into trans characters. I thought that was rather.
Turn their witches into wizards and wizards into witches.
It was rather poetic.
Yes, that's very cool. Which we'll talk about that too.
I
But go ahead.
saw that option. I didn't quite get it.
Yeah, instead of it being gender specific, they're magic specific. So, of course, you would make the assumption of in a binary system that a wizard is a male and a witch is a female.
Right. So you got a bunch of people. They make girl characters, and click the wizard button, and vice versa.
And it has no effect on gameplay. It's just something you can do.
Oh,
So, this game is very open in many different ways.
because I started to pick witch, and I was like,
you could have.
but I didn't know if it would have changed the game.
No,
Oh,
no, it's pronouns.
how precious!
The only
in the
thing that
wizarding world.
really affects the game, and it's a real small effect, is what house you choose, and that determines when you meet people.
Yeah, let's get
That's about it.
let's get deeper into some of the things about the game, because it is as of right now.
much and I ain't playing.
That's that. This is the hottest, fastest, best-selling game of 2023, and that was before it released on the 10th of February, or for those who got early access, who started playing it on the 7th, which is crazy good how the marketing just worked for this game, because it was supposed to come out November last year, and they gave themselves another couple months for the hype train. But if you look at it from the bigger scope, JK got paid.
Unfortunate.
And that is where we're going to start our conversation. So, this game is a very, very, very good game. Like, Portkey Games made an amazing game, an amazing world, universe.
It's very pretty.
It's a massive game. Big open spaces. The castle is humongous, and there's like so much hidden things in it. It's like it feel like you're in the world. Then you turn off the system, and you get into the real world, and you think of the benefactors, and that's what makes it kind of, where is it the part where you're supporting the creator versus you're supporting the art, right? And that's kind of where I wanted to start this whole thing off, because like with all the things that's happened with this game, you have the trans community being affected by it. You have the developers being affected by it, the fans of the series and all that being affected by it. Unfortunately, there's even some politics that goes with this game. But there's a ton of things surrounding what has become the best-selling game on Steam for the month of February. Where do we go from here on that?
Tough call.
Yeah. You look, he had something to say.
So
He's got a whole something to say.
yo, like, oh God, like I thought long and hard before I hit that button to buy it. Especially, you know what I'm saying, how I bangs with the trans community. Like, I grew up around folks that were trans. Yeah, and just seeing how ignorant people are and dismissive they are. It's like, damn. Like, I did see that article about
What are you thinking of the character?
Hmm?
You thinking of the character?
No, I'm talking about. Okay, so we're talking about J.K.
Hmm.
and her anti-trans comment. Um,
Mints.
mince. That shit. And and then it's that guilt. It's like, okay, well, you do like Harry Potter still, right? Um, is this a slap in the face to the trans community? Now, um, I read up on it. Saying some it's both sides. You have some trans folk that was like they're not tripping off it, and you have some trans folks that was like they felt offended. You know what I'm saying? And it's I guess it's like I guess it's on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't bang with Dave Chappelle what he said
Yeah.
about
Yep.
the LGBTQIA plus community
Right.
because he was speaking on it as if he knew it, and it was just really he said some really divisive things or whatever, like he knew what the hell he was talking about. Um, but he's been rubbing me the wrong way anyway since was it Sticks and Stones? I think it was Sticks and Stones. That was a special
I think that's the
or
one.
whatever. Yeah. He was just he had this little uppity feel to him, like yeah. So I that already started not banging with him like that, and then he made the comments that he's made. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Like I just, whoo, I struggled, but at the end I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna get it, and yeah, um, I I volunteered in the past, um, and I know how I feel to the core of my being, and how I fight for the trans community. So yeah.
So I had similar thoughts and issues myself, whether to purchase or not. Like, and Kristen already told you this. Just make sure that we have this on record. This is all Kristen's fault that I'm a fan of the Harry Potter world. She brought this into my life, and um, and I'm now a fan
A
of all of this,
whole fanboy.
and like house and all the things. But I still can't separate that from my ethics and morals.
Mm.
So I think for me, and it's a very small gesture, but it was one that made me feel like it wasn't it my contribution isn't as significant to what someone actually does with the art. The whole thing of them putting in the trans character prominently in the game was like that is cool. And if the developers felt that they had to make a statement that strong, I'll support the developers
It
and put
definitely
it right there.
gave me middle finger, and I was here for it.
Yeah, and
Like
it
when I saw that, like I kind of had this breath of relief. Like, okay, cool. Like I'm definitely here for a slight middle finger to the establishment. So, yeah.
and the thing that did it for me was that Serona is the character um has a prominent part in the storyline. So there's not like this person was just thrown in just to be like, F you and that's it.
Mm,
It was like, no, we're this person is a person and we're
mm,
gonna make this person real. Um Now I can't speak on this, but I did read it. There are some articles that talks about the name of the character Serona and what the name means. But then it was broken down to where Sir, SIR, is in the name of Serona. And I can't speak on it like I'm part of the community. And it's like I can read that deep into it and
mm,
give that meaning.
Hmm.
But I can't not acknowledge it after I read it.
mm.
So I did want to put it out there that if that is something that is a slight, um, I hear that and I understand it. Um, I would hope that it wasn't.
How's it spelled?
The name is Sirona, Sirona. So
She's trans woman.
trans woman.
Trans woman.
Hmm. So in all that, um, my thoughts went directly to developers because that's a really hard position to be in,
Mm-hmm.
where the person who created the art that you need to live off of because you're spending 5, 6, 7 years making this thing,
Hmm.
it's making it hard for you, um, for something that a lot of people enjoy, and it's just adding the stigma on top of it. So, any thoughts to
Yeah,
add?
it's even like when you're watching the movies, you almost feel like, yeah, I shouldn't be watching this, but same time, you got all those actors that like he bangs with these actors, and most of them now have already said, yeah, JK is trash. So it's like, hmm, is it? Would it be considered a catch-22?
I don't know because I think they can separate themselves from it. Like that was art that before all the stuff
Right,
came out, that was it's no different than any other art that hasn't aged well,
right.
except this isn't a matter of it aging poorly. It's the creator has
Yeah,
put a
it's
black
it's
eye
it's
on it.
it's one of the things where you can. It's up there with. I guess you can even say R. Kelly and Bill Cosby.
Mm.
It's in that frame.
Like you don't want to hear his music, but he's written so many songs of people that you love and people that are great, and you're like,
And he's probably still getting royalty checks from all that too.
it's the
Mm.
same
Yeah,
thing.
same thing with JK.
It's the same thing with Cosby. Love all the kids. Then there's Cosby.
There's that. So flipping all of it, just focusing on the art part, the actual game. What's been your feelings on it?
I enjoyed this far. A couple of my students came into the office and saw me playing. They're like, "Oh, what's that?" I made it start.
Snarky comment.
I did. Um, but when we got past that, I told them it was, Hogwarts Legacy. So it's like, oh, okay. So you really are a gamer? Yes. I wasn't playing. So all the kids know I do a podcast.
Oh, they
Like,
know about the show.
kids know about the show. The kids know about the show. Because they asked me what it was. I was like, oh, okay. I love nerd life.
So wait, you have teenagers, right?
Uh-huh.
Middle school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's why they would be interested. Yeah.
So, like I said, we got the green light.
Oh, we do.
We're on the green light.
Okay, so we'll talk. We'll figure it out.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, so they enjoyed the graphics. Oh, the graphics are sick with this thing. Da, da, da. I mean, they were
Was
like
it?
they were talking about the
Did they
game.
say it was fire? Did they say it was lit?
They might have said lead. They didn't say fire.
Okay.
But
I gotta check off on my bingo card of vernacular.
I ain't worried about it. They know what I say when I they know what I mean when I say. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, they enjoyed it. So
You are a sad old man.
I am. That's okay. I wear that badge. I like the game. I put in 23 hours
Jesus,
since I'm up late at night playing this thing till like 2 in the morning,
I wish.
and I have this game gives me Metal Gear feels. Like when I first played Metal Gear Solid, I put in mad hours. Like I was missing sleep
Yeah,
from
you
this game,
did play that a lot.
and this is giving me that Metal Gear feel. Like the story is very engrossing. It's nonstop. Like you do one thing, you go right to another thing, and it just keeps going. Like you have to mentally stop, otherwise you just lose time. And I've been losing a lot of time on this game. And again, to the fault of Kristen, I'm fanboying on all this stuff. Like I'm feeling like I'm experiencing the wizarding world. Like it's like going to Universal.
Oh, you're part of the Hogwarts legacy.
And
It's cast a spell upon you.
I put a
He
Yeah, I
was
can't-
about to
I
say.
can't do that. Can't do that.
Yes. Yes.
So, despite all the things, it's a beautiful game. Like to the developers of Portkey, they made a fantastic, engrossing world. I can't wait to play it on PS5 because I'm hoping that it'll run smoother. But playing it on Steam Deck, playing it on my PC, still fun.
I have a question,
Shoot.
and due to the answer without it's a basic yes or no, so you don't have to spoil anything.
Yes.
But there's a particular ghost,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the only one of this kind. Do they explain why?
I don't think that's fine.
Head.
No.
No.
You're talking about Peeves, right?
That's the only one in color, right?
Yes.
Yes.
What about Peeves?
Why is he the only one in color? Do they explain that?
He's a poltergeist, but I don't
Okay,
know if it's anything further than that. So
gotcha.
I think that might be the difference because everyone else there are ghosts.
You explained it. That's
Yeah.
all I needed.
Okay. So
Because that was
that's the difference.
You're-
He's a poltergeist.
Hufflepuff, right?
Yes.
If you were a Ravenclaw,
He'd be
the
messing
difference.
with me.
No, the difference in Ghost and Poltergeist is explained.
Oh.
It's one of the riddles to get into the door.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
And depending on the house that you're in, I love this detail. Depending on the house you're in, different things will happen. Hufflepuffs is the only one I can say this now because it's on the internet. Hufflepuff's the only one where you can actually visit Azkaban. So I did that. I didn't know it was special, but that's the only time in the game that you can visit Azkaban, and you can see a Patronus happen in the game.
Okay.
Hufflepuffs are the only ones that see Patronuses?
No, in that story, the Hufflepuffs are the only one that has the Patronus happen in the game. Because I don't think that's a spell that you can cast. I don't know yet. Next story, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you love Rick and Morty, I hope you love the Rick and Morty verse because there's going to be some changes. So,
Yeah, not really.
we'll talk about that. So, Justin Rowland, I think that's how his last name's pronounced, got into some trouble all the time that we were off, chilling and stuff. A 2020 case of domestic violence came into his purview. Everyone started to know about it now, 2023. And Adult Swim, aka Cartoon Network, said, no mas. And so he started to separate himself from things like Rick and Morty and Squanch Games. But the big thing is what now happens to Rick and Morty, because they're signed on for a ton of seasons. And they happen to have one of the top selling games again on Steam, where chances are their CEO is not going to make another one because he's no longer a part of Squanch Games. So I throw this out to anyone who wants to start the conversation.
Well, from the little bit I've heard, they really don't need him to keep going. So I feel like they have the formula down pat by this time.
As far as the flow of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
The actors are still on lock, so
But
Yeah,
that's not the thing. The thing is, Justin is the voice of both Rick and Morty, and he also does the auxiliary characters. He does um uh
Yo.
the little short yellow dude,
Mr.
Mr. Meeseeks
Feces.
does all the
No,
Mr.
that's Mr.
Meeseeks.
Feces is the blue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
does
but
those.
the short blue. I know you said the
Yeah.
short yellow.
And when they do all those weird intergalactic commercials,
Mm-hmm.
he voices those. Like his voice is Rick and Morty.
Facts.
he'll be getting royalties for it, that's for sure. But
He's gonna JK on this. But the whole thing is, he's the heart and soul of the show.
Wow.
So, like, yes, you can be in the writers'
know, you
room
might
and
be able to-
write, new stuff. But
there are talented people in this world. There are probably folks out there doing every single voice of the show
Oh,
with
yeah.
ease. So
that was one of the possibilities that I read, that they may get some new actors who have impersonated the Rick and Morty voices and might bring them in. They're not doing AI, they said.
As I was about to say, it was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, they're not doing AI. And they also said that this is a possibility. Since there is a multiverse, that they can multiverse this and have their voices change. So I'm not a fan of the idea of the multiverse things. Like, I feel like in some ways, multiversing something is
Is
a
a cop-out.
huge cop out.
but I mean, if it works, I mean, of course, yeah, our ear is used to hearing, but look, if it keeps it going, and if it's legit, give it a shot.
I'm saying he was an all around just bad person. Bringing weird guests into the studios and everything.
Saying that he was a problem.
Yeah. I know he's brought a couple of porn stars in there.
Well, I think Rick loves the ladies. So maybe he didn't need.
But he voiced Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
Jeez,
you didn't know?
no,
Oh
and
man,
that's a range.
like
It's like
I'm not saying to completely do it, but this is at your discretion. Find some interviews and listen to him do Rick and Morty like that. Like the cadence, the comedy, that's all him. So
it's like Regina King doing both Huey and Riley.
exactly.
But I can hear her in both of them.
Yeah, the voices for Rick and many of the other characters are kind of distinct, but it's like
You can hear
The-
her
the
and both
Morty-
of them. Have you ever heard his regular voice? That's it. I think once you hear his regular voice, you'll be like,
you'll hear
Yeah.
Morty. You'll definitely hear Morty.
Oh, okay.
He's in that upper range for Morty.
Oh, okay.
But his Rick, he really like goes into that voice. Either way, it's a unique voice. It's a unique sounding voice. So who knows? But do either of you watch Rick and Morty?
yeah, it's been a while.
Yes.
Okay. So just quickly, so we can move into the next one. Do you think you would have some type of aversion to Rick and Morty with there being a voice change? Because if you think of your favorite cartoon that's had a voice change, sometimes it's been very distinct and you could tell. So just quickly, what do you think?
I said it. Like, give it a shot. Like, if it's a necessity, if you really find any other voice actors to do it, okay, multiverses, see what happens.
Chico?
I've only dealt with it twice, and that was on Steven Universe and Adventure Time. But
Yep.
the kicker was they were getting older.
Right.
So
So
you
I
expected
wasn't
it.
tripping. Yeah. So I was wondering what it was. It did they pick a new voice with Steven Universe or
I don't know how Steven Universe did it. I know for Finn, it was two brothers doing it.
Yeah, the younger brother was the first Finn.
Yeah. And then the older one came in.
okay? Yeah, I do remember that distinction.
Yep. So
Like I said, I thought it was possible that somebody got older. So I was like, okay.
yeah. Same thing for me on
How
Adventure
old is
Time.
Morty?
Morty is perpetually a preteen. He has not aged.
She's like 11 or 12.
He's around that, yeah.
I mean,
You want me to move to the next story and you come back to your thought?
no, I'm just saying. I was trying to. It's one of those voices where you feel like it really even wouldn't change if you went through puberty. So
They would have to age him up a bit, and so far, I think keeping everybody in that same age range is a part of the whole thing of the multiversing it.
yeah,
And
it's
so
like Simpsons,
yeah,
which is another one that does multiple voices.
yeah. Dude does Homer. Does like I just watched a video of an old Conan
The lady
O'Brien
that
episode.
the lady that
Dude
does
a
Bart
ton of-
does Milton and what's the bully's name that's always laughing at folks?
Not Martin.
Yeah, Martin. I think.
No, Martin is a kid.
Oh,
Martin is the one that did.
well, she does those and
The
also Maggie.
lieutenants.
Does Maggie.
Not Maggie.
That's a sample. That's not a voice. All right, moving into the next one. So, this one's kind of weird. If you've gone back to the movies, like fully, you may notice that your ticket prices have raised more than you expect, and not because the theater is like the ticket prices.
This is
more.
so not helping me get out the house.
So AMC feels like they are Ticketmaster or Live Nation or something and calling the movies events. So why shouldn't they have event pricing? So now, anytime you end up going to an AMC, even if you do their little discount program, you may end up spending more money depending on where you choose to sit. So, Chico, since you brought it to us, let's start with you.
So it looks like I'm probably never going back to the theaters again.
Did you see Wakanda Forever in the theaters?
Hmm?
You see Wakanda Forever in the theaters?
No. Last week on my
On
couch.
On Disney Plus. Yeah.
And I was just fine with that.
It did. That's actually what brought me out.
It almost did. It almost
me.
did, but I was like, nah.
It got me. It brought me out. But this,
Gonna sit you right back on the couch.
sir, y'all can.
Plus, isn't Regal closing or something?
Chinatown.
Regal's is shutting down.
Yep.
Oh, that's just the one in Chinatown. Or is it all Regals?
No,
Two
I
or
think
three
all
of
of them
them.
are downsizing because I think ours is on the list here.
Yeah,
I'm not so
like
sure yet.
2 or 3 of them in the area in the DMV are closing.
So what needs to happen is somebody needs to scoop
Make-
one up and open the
$8
theater.
theaters. Bring those back again.
well,
Yeah,
no,
man.
there's still one.
Oh, there's plenty of dollar theaters and
Yeah.
stuff.
But are they dollar theaters?
No, there's a $5 one.
Well, yeah, it's not.
Isn't the one by
Yeah.
Iverson $5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I know that the traditional dollar theater.
The last one I remember was in Silver Spring. I don't think
The last one
it's
I
there
remember
anymore.
going to was in Aspen Hill. Yeah.
Mm.
Either way. So, yeah.
Bring back drive-throughs.
I don't even know where there is one. I feel like there's one north of here. I'll try to see if I can find one. Might be fun.
Yeah, I would be interested in watching those.
But either way, this is ridiculous. I
You
can't
don't still
remember
have
which.
the map, do you?
No. If you give me a moment, y'all talking. Let me see if I can find
might.
the map.
If I have it, how would I
Oh,
send it?
Well, I think I know how to bring it up. Just someone talk while I can try to do it, and I can bring it into the thing. So,
Hello and welcome to AOL Movie Phone.
There you go.
What in the world?
So, boys and girls, back in the day, back in my day, shout out to the old man at the school. Yeah, back in my day, or back in our day, you would have to call
Keep stalling.
the phone. You would have to,
Yeah.
you would have to call a number to hear movie times, and yeah, it was AOL Movie Phone, and yeah,
Which movies are out now?
I don't think I've ever used that.
Here goes my work. For Wakanda Forever, press 1.
Okay. Good stalling. You did great. You did great. All right. So here's the map, just to give you an idea of how ridiculous this is.
Ooh.
And
So,
my seats are $2 off.
so if you see anything
What?
that's nice, bright orangey yellow-ish, dusk color, sandy color, that is called the preferred sightline section, and that is a nice addition to your $15 ticket, making it a $17 ticket. If you're in the standard sightline area, there is just your regular ticket. But if you're in what's called the value sightline, which is pretty much the nosebleed of theaters, right there in the front, where you're looking up and you're breaking your neck, they're going to give you a bonus of taking $2 away. So that's AMC's attempt to eventize their movie experience. Does this mean that it will bring you back
That's
to the
so
theater?
trifling. Like, so you really just going to just
Here we
you
go.
really just going to go in, and you wonder why people say eat the rich. Like
That.
There's a comic book. called Eat the
preferred
Rich.
seating,
It's crazy.
value seating,
Yeah.
like
Elitism.
certified.
Yeah. I can't remember which actor I was reading who did a post on Twitter. They're talking about how the movie theater was talking about how they're trying to make it so that the moviegoer has more choice because they've been missing out on choice. And his comment was, and I wish I could remember who it was. Basically, he was like, "No, this is just helping to make the rich richer,
Facts.
and this is not something that is consumer friendly to do
Not at all.
So
I swear it's only one thing I actually miss about going to the theater.
putting butter on your own popcorn,
Heck no, I can do that at home. Nachos.
you could do that at home.
Yep.
So there's nothing you miss.
Well, you know how certain things just taste different outside the house?
Yeah.
Like how McDonald's Coca-Cola is like
Spicy.
top tier compared to everywhere else you go, even opening a fresh can at home.
I'm gonna need to pay more attention to that, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's how nachos are for me. Like, theater nachos are just always on point. Mine's, however, have extra stuff in it, so that'll work. That'll work. That'll Nacho Supremes.
Look, I
Well,
will go.
I'm not a fan of this at all, and I've gone back to the theaters recently. I don't necessarily go to
Shit, you
AMC's.
gonna say you got a Regal anyway, so
Well, Regal, Sinopolis. Sinopolis is where we
When
go
I
to
tell
now.
you,
I love
they
Sinopolis.
went through my bag.
Hmm?
Yeah, they go
Yeah.
through bags.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me.
Oh, they went through my bag. They didn't go to my bag like that because, yeah, they were just like, oh, just open your bag. Okay, you can go in.
Yeah, you got to make sure
Do you have
it's
any
safe.
snack? No. Wait a
That's what they
minute.
tell. No, that's what they tell me.
Hmm?
I had to make sure that it's safe, that I'm not bringing in a weapon. That was the rationale. I took the metro or bus or whatever I took. I can't remember. And there was like, because we have so many people come in with bags, we got to make sure that you're not coming in with a weapon.
there have been a lot of
That would be-
scenarios too. So
So
there's
there might
that.
be something to it.
There is that.
You know what? Yes, because me and my homeboy, we looked at each other and we said something to each other. without saying anything. And then once we walked away, we definitely said something. It was just like,
So there is that possibility. It's not hard to argue too much, but it is what it is.
I need somebody to go to a theater where they check bags and have a bag full of sex toys. That would be hilarious.
All right. Moving into our last story. Right then and there. Okay. So hopefully there isn't any technical difficulties. It's looking like there's some on our side. So
I was noticing that.
I'm hoping that this catches up.
Sound seems good.
So if worst comes to worst, at least you can hear us.
Hmm.
It gives you another reason to go and check us out on podcasts. Listen to us on Apple or any podcast. Sometimes video just does what it does. It is what it is. Last, the extended look in over a year, but many people think is a phantom game, meaning a lot of visual, but the game really doesn't exist. This game's in production for a very, very, very,
That's
very,
right.
very, very long time. And the thing about it is, every time they show it, it's more and more impressive. What it could be, but the question is it real? So, before we go deeper into this, I just have a complaint, and I want to get this out real quick.
Oh boy.
So, Chico,
Mm-hmm.
you said that you're into games. Why did you put this on your wish list?
No, not into zombie movies stuff.
Oh, movies. My
Yeah.
bad. Because
Yeah,
Last of Us.
I'm oversaturated with
That's okay. Never mind. I take that back.
Yeah, this games and stuff I'm still okay with because stuff, but the movies have become rather repetitive.
Got it. Okay. So, with this game, it is a massive multiplayer online game where you get to squad up with your people and pretty much go zombie hunting. It's an end of days type thing, and you can go with your pals and take out hordes of zombies. It does look pretty impressive.
I saw this, I was like, oh, this looks like Division.
That's what
Oh,
I
yeah.
was saying.
It looks like Division, and you get to shoot a zombie.
Yeah.
I'll play that.
The whole thing of what they showed either earlier this week or sometime late last week was like, if this game out, there's a ton of people who's ready to play it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very, 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 very good. But then I started doing the back history of it and seeing all the complaints, reading all of the disappointment, the anger. It's like this game does not exist because it's like been so long and it's
Constant
never come out.
pushbacks.
So, do you know anything about this game?
I've heard about like that's what I'm saying. Like when I heard about when they recently brought it up, I was like, this sounds like I forward
Because I stumbled upon this when you asked, you said, we need another group game.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, this one popped up. And so, hit the wish list. Like,
Yeah.
here we go.
because I think it's on my wish list.
I think I'll put it on mine too. So this looks like something where, unlike Hogwarts Legacy, you probably could stream this and it wouldn't be an issue.
What do you mean?
Like with Hogwarts Legacy, the issue with that particular game is that it has some things about the IP that didn't want you to stream was open to them. It's like, this feels like a that on day one you can go ahead and squad up and stream. Plus, your experience is going to be different than anybody else's, so you're not giving away any story elements or anything like that. So, in that, I think it's going to be a pretty impressive game if it ever does release.
If it exists.
Yeah. So, who knows? But okay, this is one of the things that was so freaking cool. I love all the fake businesses in this, like FCC.
That was at KFC, right?
Mm-hmm. They have a fake CVS. They have a fake
Really?
Bank of America. Like this, just it's clever, and yeah, just I hope this game does come out. I'm not saying that I'm hungry for another game like this to take up time, but even though I wasn't in it as much as you two, I did enjoy playing the Division with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made it fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily the game more than the
See, I was
activity
going
of
to
playing.
get, and that's the thing. Like, I was going to get the Division on Steam, pretty much, so I could play it on my Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like
You'd be starting over.
Well, not just even no, not necessarily because they you can buy this pack where you start off at level 30. Because that's what I did. That's what I did when I joined you all because I'd already already upped my stuff on PS4.
Okay.
With my
So
phone.
it didn't transfer. You just started over with a boost.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Starting
I think it was at the games. That was
Yeah.
the games from New York. No, I started over initially, and then when the New York Warlords of New York came, I think we all were able to up our stuff.
Mm.
So
Yeah, okay, so there's the fake Whole Foods right there. Like I like whatever this world is. I like it. Well, all right. So closing out the show.
BVS.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. BVS. Yeah. So it's late. If it finds it, fine. I don't care. So yeah. All right. So we're back. And we have more things to talk about.
and we're better than ever, baby.
Yeah, back and better than ever. So let's go ahead and close out.
Oh, real quick. Speaking of Division, their last update broke the game.
Yeah, I read that
Yeah,
this morning.
the 11. Yeah, it was
Apparently, the update won't allow you to get any more updates.
oh, I'm glad I didn't do that update.
So I don't know if it's unplayable or not. I don't even know if
They'll have to figure a way
I
to
don't
patch
even know
it.
if
But
I
yeah, that
updated it
sucks.
or not.
Yeah. Well, with that, let's go ahead and close this thing out. For Chris.
Peace.
For Chico. For Kristen and Tanisha, I am Tim. As always, if you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit the alert button. New episodes go up, you'll get notified. If you're on the podcast directories, of course, anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can catch us there on the go. Merch is still in the works, and you still can get some stuff. This face, we're still figuring out how the hell we're going to get this thing done, but we're going to put it together. So with that, thank you for watching and listening as always. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for sticking around with us. And, of course, this is ILNL. We'll catch you guys on the next one. RTG 45, is that his name?
85.
85. All right. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So lost.
RGG 85. He's a
YouTuber.
YouTuber.
Oh,
One of my
who I
favorite guys
listen-
to watch.
yeah,
I just
I
like
watch
his
him all
ending.
the time.
Yeah.
He's my go-to. He usually is my go-to when it comes to. Well, he was my go-to when it came to Switch discounts.
he was closing out.
You pushed your mic away, so.
He was usually my go-to because I thought it was done.
And there's the outtake.
There you go. We'll use that.
He was usually my go-to. He's usually my go-to when it comes to Switch discounts.
Yeah, he
but-
had to stop doing all that type of stuff. Nintendo really, really dropped a hammer on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, That's
I know.
Nintendo for you.
I stay watching Comics Explained and Blurred Without Fear.
There you go. Good. Give them some love. All right. Let's throw this thing.